In that way, we'll not burn the oil. Okay, here we go. A little bit of olive oil, tablespoon or so. Oh, you can use peanut oil if you wish, but those are my two favorite cooking oils. And we'll fry these very, very quickly on one side, and then turn them just as they begin to brown. It'll probably take a couple of minutes on the side. I don't want them to be overdone, you see. I think I've made that point plain, haven't I? Made that clear to you? Don't overcook chicken breast. There we are. Oh, we need some pepper on that, too. There we go. A little bit of pepper. Now, we'll let those cook for just a moment on high heat. And in the meantime, let's prepare. I want to throw in a bit of additional flavoring into my chicken piccata. For that reason, I've sautéed for you a bit of green onion and yellow onion along with a bit of garlic. Just a tiny smidgen, you see? That's all you need. And I've cooked them ahead of time so I can just throw them into the pan at the right time. It'll work out just beautifully. Let's chop some parsley while our chicken piccata is finishing. There we go. And we'll need some lemon juice. Where's my lemon squeezer? Here it is. The lemon reamer. I've showed you this before. It's a great gimmick. You should have one of these. All right, we have everything ready to go. Time to turn them here. We don't want to overdo them. See how quickly they brown? That's terrific. All right, now, let me give you the recipe again. We have the breast, floured, a bit of pepper. If you insist, you can also put some salt in this. The olive oil, and we have lemon juice ready to go. We want everything ready to throw in the pan, you see. And we need some dry sherry, which we'll also throw in the pan, and perhaps a bit of chicken broth. And I've made my chicken broth earlier today out of the leftover backs that I had when I took down the chickens, took them apart, you see. Look at that go. We're ready to fly. All right, into our pan now. We're ready. The chicken is, oh, let's take it out here. I'm going to show you something else, too. I don't want to keep cooking the chicken in the sauce that I'm going to prepare right now, so let's deglaze the pan with a bit of sherry. Now, by deglazing, you see what I mean is I'm taking the, well, the drama's nice, too, isn't it, huh? I'm taking the brownness, the yummy brown color that we had in our chicken out of the pan thusly, getting it into a solution. Put in some lemon, our parsley, and a bit of the sautéed garlic and onion, green onion and yellow onion as well. Slosh that around a bit. There. Now I'll return my chicken to the pan, and we're going to add a bit of chicken broth, homemade, my own. And that will thicken now because of the flour that's on the chicken. Remember when we put the flour on? There it is. The dish is finished. You need a big frying pan like this with a metal handle so you can stick it in the oven and not worry about melting plastic handles. You don't need those ever. Okay, we're ready to put it on the platter here. It's a lovely dish. And we'll serve them thusly. Oh, terrific. And the sauce goes right over the top. Piccata, because it's very sharp. Isn't that clever, huh? Okay, we have another one ready to go. Chicken piccata. It's not terribly expensive if you cut up your own chicken. Otherwise, remember that you're going to be spending too much money on someone else doing your housework, and that's no fair. You do it yourself. All right, one more for you that's fun and easy to do, and I'm going to stuff some chicken thighs. Now, you steam them first, and after you steam the chicken thighs, I have some going here right now. After you steam a chicken thigh for about 15 or 20 minutes, you can get the bone out of the center. You see, here's the thigh. He's just been steamed, plain. Now, you have to work these are cold now, so it's going to be hard to do. But you want to work the bone out of the center by twisting the meat off of the end of the bone. There we are. There it comes. And then you just pull the bone right out of the old chicken. So you twist it a bit, and it'll come right out, leaving you with a kind of pocket affair. This just takes a little extra time to prepare, but it's great fun. You see what I have now? You see? Now, into that pocket, I'm going to insert a chunk of ham. Let me get what do we call it, a spear of ham and a chunk of green onion. This is really an old Chinese trick. and it's just delicious. Put the old green onion in here, you see? Stuff it right inside. And the ham goes alongside of it as well. Push it right in. There. And then they're cooked with the skin side up in a steamer, along with a bit of salt and pepper, and the ham and the onion will flavor them beautifully. And I'll show you what you have. I have several in the steamer all ready for you. Delicious dish. A little unusual, takes a few extra minutes to prepare, but when you bring it to the table, everyone thinks you're a genius. And that's part of the issue here, isn't it? Convincing them of the truth at last, that you really are a genius. I need another pot holder. Here they are. This dish is hot, but lovely. Oh, I'm going to set it right down right away. There you are. There you have one. A chicken thigh. We removed the bone and then steamed it first, then removed the bone and put a bit of onion and a bit of ham into it, a little bit of salt and pepper on top, put it back in the steamer. I threw in a slosh of white wine, just a splash of white wine, steamed that for another 20 minutes, and it's ready to serve. Isn't that gorgeous? Let's do another one. You can go on and on and on with chickens. Well, how about some chicken strips? Now, chicken strips are a snap to make. All we're talking about here is a bit of chicken breast, and we're going to just cut it up into strips. And then we're going to fry it very quickly in a hot pan and deglaze the pan with a lovely Italian marsala, which is a sweet, this is a sweet marsala, a beautiful wine. So cut the chicken up into strips. That means it will cook very fast, you see, very rapidly. In this case, I'm leaving some of the skin on, unless it's terribly fatty. I have my pan heating now. I want you to remember that good cooking really shouldn't always take a long time. I've done 3 dishes for you already, but it's true I had everything prepared ahead of time, but you get the idea. It doesn't take long at all. Oh, my towels are all over the place. In a good Italian restaurant, you know, you see the cooks running around. They always have a towel. Well, I'm left-handed, so I put mine on this side. But they always have a towel over their shoulder so that they're ready to go. When you're cooking with this much chicken, you should probably do the same thing. Into our pan, then, we'll put a little bit of cooking oil, olive oil or peanut oil preferably. You don't need much. Pan's good and hot, so we'll put in our chicken pieces now. And we'll saute them very rapidly. In the meantime, I'll put together a glaze for you. Better get another paddle here. There we are. Chicken, chicken, chicken. My grandmother, Nettie Smith, used to buy stewing chickens because that's all the old girl could afford. And once a week on Sunday, she would prepare chicken and noodles for the family. And in our time, you can't get a chicken that tastes that way. Do you know why? Because our chickens have never touched the ground. They're raised in baskets. They're stacked sky high. There must be 16 chickens in a row going straight up. And I don't know if they can talk to one another up and down, but it's a very complicated lifestyle. And they've never scratched the ground. So I think that's one of the reasons why they don't have any flavor at all. They don't get the chance to get outside, you see? Okay, let's put into our pan now a bit of garlic. Always garlic in my house, right? I love it. We can dice this up or you can crush it, whichever you prefer. Watch your fingers when you're dicing garlic. That's not funny. A little bit of garlic right into the pan. And I want to throw in a little bit of green onion as well. Just a smidgen. There it is. So we have onion, garlic, and chicken now in our pan. Cooking very nicely. I need some more lemon here for our closedown, and I'll get some marsala, and we're ready. Now, let me give you this recipe because I need to finish it in a hurry. I'll just flip it around once more, and it'll be done. We're pan-frying the chicken strips with a little garlic and green onions. You see they're doing nicely. We're going to saute that now for just a moment. Then we're going to deglaze the pan with a bit of lemon and marsala, and we'll be all set. Let's try a bit of pepper, huh? I love pepper. Pepper and green onion, heavenly flavor. Okay, there we are. And if you insist, I'll allow you 1 pinch of salt. But you're not going to need much salt in this dish because it has a lot of, we're going to put a lot of lemon juice in it. And lemon will help you get off the salt kick that you're on. You can get by. So there's a little bit of lemon, a shot of marsala wine. A very nice Italian wine. It's a little bit sweet. Don't be frightened by the flame. When alcohol is flaming, you know, it's very, very light heat. Light heat? Well, it's very low temperature because alcohol turns to gas at a very low temperature and it doesn't have a chance to really get hot, not like an oil fire. Okay, that one's done. Let's put it out here for you. They're stacking up, huh? More fun. There we are. I'm just going to pour it right on the old platter. I would make a big pot of this, you see, perhaps in my Chinese wok. And that doesn't look very attractive, does it? I'll tell you why. What we need to do is to garnish the thing with a bit of lemon so that everybody can have an additional shot of lemon on their chicken with marsala and lemon. There, that looks a little better, doesn't it, huh? Now, have another one for you. We can go on and on with chickens. Limes are expensive. Chicken is cheap. So when you put the two together, you get a balanced budget, and you can have a lovely dish of lime chicken. And it's so simple, and it's so delicious that it's just incredible. Let me show you what I mean. I have in the oven some chicken thighs and legs that I have baked with a tiny bit of thyme. Tiny bit of thyme with some thyme on it. There's some thyme on the chicken, you see. A little bit of oil and some salt and pepper. A tiny bit of salt. What I'm going to do now is to slice up several limes and just throw them in the pan. And I'll bring this to the table hot. The limes, of course, will be fresh and cool. And the idea is to squish lime juice just all over your chicken. So you have a lime chicken dish. There we are. And you just each person can do it themselves, or you can do it for them. In any case, it's a colossal dish. There it is, lime chicken. Oh, isn't lime a lovely flavor? My hands smell good, the chicken smells good. I'll put this one out for you too. And we'll go through these recipes. It's just delicious. I have what do I have? I have 5 dishes here for you today. Beginning with the lime chicken. So simple. Remember, just bake your chicken until tender, 45, 50 minutes in the open pan, you see. A little thyme on it, and then I just put lime juice on it, right at the table. The stuffed Italian chicken, stuffed with potatoes, very delicious dish, easy to make, and it's not at all expensive. The piccata is called piccata because it's sharp with lemon juice. You can also throw in some capers. That's heavenly. Capers would be great with that. We have a stuffed chicken thigh over here that we've put some ham and some green onion in the thigh. And finally, our chicken strips are cooked down with a bit of marsala. There you have chicken. I'm glad I don't have to decide which one of these chickens I like best. Do you know how the chicken got to the New World? He appeared in Western Europe 600 BC, and he arrived in this country, in America, on the decks of Christopher Columbus's ship. Can you imagine the mess? Chickens all over the place and people coming to the New World. But he brought us a good thing, the good old chicken. I'm glad we could be together today. This is the Frugal Gourmet. I bid you peace.